Data models, often the source of confusion for a lot of programmers. I'm going to explain them very simply using just Lego. Let's say we have 4 Lego or 5 Lego blocks here. And each of these blocks is virtually the same thing. If I want to store those in a program, I can store them as, say, a string or a boolean or an integer. But if I have some round Lego blocks that are of a different type to the square Lego blocks, then storage becomes a little more complicated. And what happens when we start adding more and more types of things? Well, ideally, we'd like to group all of these into what's called a data model. So a data model holds all different sorts of data inside one container. That's all a data model is. Now, if we're going to use a real-life example of a data model in action, let's look at our own species, the humans. And in particular, let's look at human characteristics. So our data model would be called human. And inside human, we would have various properties such as walking upright. We would have tools and food, bodies, social life, language and symbols, and brains. You can see how in the object-oriented world, storing all of these variables would be very difficult if they were just by themselves. And that is why we use a data model, to lump together different variables that define a thing, such as a human.